What it is, y'all, it's your old boy Pilk, and I'm coming back with another Danmachi video, and of course we have the weekly news, and we have got some stuff to discuss. Now, first things first, the event period for the April Fool's Day event is actually going away. I intended to do this over the weekend and actually cover all 11 endings. I just haven't. It was a busy weekend. So hopefully we'll be able to cover that, if not tonight, maybe tomorrow morning. But if you do all 11 endings, and it's worthwhile doing all 11 endings, it's an open-ended quest. You basically answer all the questions differently every time. But once you get all 11 endings, then you get 400 iris. It's actually really sweet. So it is well worth doing, guys. Make sure you do that. Don't miss out. It's going away tomorrow. So jump on that. I know it says 4-6, but that is JP time. So it's like, we basically have until tomorrow. So jump on that. Get that done tonight. Okay? Now, here's the fun one. This one actually got me. Pull on this 11 draw for 100 paid iris. They got us good on this one. I don't know if it was deliberate, if it was a mess up, but this was actually free-to-play iris. Now, I haven't done my polls on it, but I actually do intend to do those. Hopefully I have those up here in a little bit. I got a couple other videos to get out before we do that, but I definitely do plan to MLB Bet. Bet is actually shockingly good. Like, normally these units are kind of pointless and just fun to collect, but he's actually pretty good. So if you haven't maxed him out, there's no reason not to. He's really good for war game. He's shockingly useful, so do it. I'll drop that video here later on this afternoon, so make sure you guys hit the notification icon. You may not get the notification, so make sure you're in the Discord, because I will blast out all of the videos for the day in the Discord as well. All right, link in the description down below. So, Danmemo latest info part 1. Longtail Familiar Chronicle episode Freya rerun incoming. We should get some rebalances for these units, so these units are still really, really, really good. And this is one of the situations where if you don't have Ali, you got to get Ali. She is so good. This is going to start on, it says Thursday, it's going to start on Wednesday, tomorrow, and then basically run through 5/11, and that's going to kind of be our next big thing. So those of you that were hoping for a crossover event, I hate to tell you this, I don't think it's going to happen. But reward for clearing all parts, Iris times 400, and Freya part 2, 4-star 11 draw ticket, so you can actually get some really good stuff out of that. The Familiar Chronicle gotchas will be running, but I'm here to tell you right now, you probably want to leave these alone unless you are just like, I mean, reality is, I think Hedon and Hagni only have one other unit in the game. Maybe. So it wouldn't be bad going in for one of each and then using that for CP. Especially a lot of you guys have hit me up about being new at the game. And when it comes to being new, if you get a unit you don't have, and I'll cover this in a separate video here shortly, but if you get a unit that you do not have, case in point, Hedon and Hagni, and maybe to a lesser extent Alfric, it unlocks character points, and you can actually use those character points to farm up free-to-play Iris for the upcoming events, which we'll get to in a moment. But might be worthwhile, but you only need one to unlock those character points. You don't need to max these units out. As good as these units are, I would argue right now, this close to the anniversary and with the new banner that we have incoming, it's not really worth chasing much deeper than that. Just get one and be done with it. There's Hedon. Of course, we have Freya, but I assure you, you've got Freya. She has 2 stars and 3 stars all over the place. Hedon and Hagni are unique to this banner. This is the first time they're ever dropping. By the way, guys, the story is hilarious. Absolutely worth. We did it on stream last year. Totally worth reading through. Make sure you guys do that. But Hedon and Hagni, I think they have one other unit in the game, but I believe that unit is time limited. So if you don't have these guys, like I said, grab one of each. Alfric has tons of units in the game. He doesn't have a 2-star or a 3-star, but he's got like 3 or 4 units in the game. So it's not the worst thing ever, but I wouldn't lose sleep over acquiring this one. So the Familiar Chronicle episode part 2 starts on 4/20, or let's see, 4/19 for the rest of us. So Along with that will come Ali. Now, Ali is the rare exception here. Ali is extremely good and darn near necessary for most of the stuff happening as far as like team building and stuff like that. You'll see me use her all of the time. And I mean all the time. And the only unit that does what she does that isn't time limited. So Ali, really good to have on hand. I'm hoping they get rebalances. If they do, we'll cover all those. If they don't, it kind of sucks. But I don't know what more they'd honestly do to Ali. I don't think she needs a rebalance. But all the other units would be nice. Desert Bravery Otaro. Plenty of Otaros in the game. Same with Alan. And don't worry about those two. I'll explain why here in a minute. So, because, just get right into it, there's another Hero Festa coming. Guys, if you didn't know, these Hero Festas are absolutely worth hitting. Now, for me, this is the last banner I will be hitting before the anniversary. Every other banner that drops between now and the anniversary is a solid skip for me. From now on, I am saving for the anniversary. That's 2.5 months that I will be doing practically nothing summon-wise in the game, just saving for the anniversary. And if you didn't know, like, you could basically save up almost 10,000 or 12,000 Iris, maybe more a month. So that really puts me in a really nice spot saving for that anniversary. So just do it. Just don't mess around. Do it. Okay? That means that I will actually be running Undertale Skira, which I'm notoriously bad about. But jump on this, guys. So this will be, I think this is the usual about 6,000 Iris to go all the way in. You could pull up to 4 rounds. So that's first one's 20, first one's 200, second one's 300, that's 500, third one's another 300, that's 800, fourth one's 400, that becomes 1,200, and the fifth one is another 400, that's 1,600 total. You can do that up to 4 times, and the fourth draw is guaranteed 4-star. The fifth draw is guaranteed to be Hero Festa. The downside is we now have enough Hero Festas in the game that your odds of getting one of these units is a little bit lower. But, yeah. Actually, no, it says get a new Hero Festa unit guaranteed. So let me take that back. Actually, you are guaranteed to get one of these units, which is really, really, really nice. The downside is because there's 2 of these guys on the banner, and because there's only 4 guaranteed. Hopefully you do better than I did in the last Hero Festa. The last Hero Festa for me was really, really rough. But you can get a Hero Festa, you can get a 4-star or whatever in every single one of these pulls. So I'm wishing all you guys the best of luck. These units are really, really good. I'm assuming. I haven't read actually what they do. So we're going to do a cold read here real quick. Okay? And if you guys haven't done a Hero Festa before, once you max them up, break the Hero Festa, they become animated and things unlock. So, HP is 5346. Pretty good. That's actually exceptional. The physical attack is 2306. Endurance is 1085. If that's not the highest endurance of the game, it's pretty damn close. Dex is 1037, and agility is 1276. A speedy, hardy, hard-to-kill unit. Otaro is beefy. But what does he do? Now, buckle up, because their skills are like a novel at this point. Skill 1 is a 127 MP cost, foes plural, super earth physical attack with ultra encounter rate, temporary strength boost. Just regular temporary strength boost. 40% stun. Ooh. Self, physical resist, magic resist, and heal rate plus 60% for 6 turns. 4 additional actions, foes plural. Mid-earth physical attack with ultra penetration rate, skill damage 60%. He does 60% damage on an extra action per self strength buff skill. 30% HP steal and taunts. What? So let's count all the things this guy does, okay? So I'm just gonna move my cursor over to over here for a second. Reach over there and grab my minus. You guys probably see me do that every episode, but it's just easier. So first he hits with got a temporary strength boost on it, which is you know, it is what it is. You don't normally see that, though, on a regular attack. 40% stun. 60% physical resist, magic resist, and heal rate. Now, that doesn't include any, like, physical or elemental buffs, but it is what it is. You know, like, that still is really good. That's just general buff skill right there. Foes plural mid-earth physical attack with ultra penetration rate, skill damage 60%. So that's the next 4 turns, every additional attack. Admittedly a mid-attack, but by the time you would count for that 60%, it don't matter. You're still beating a lot of the superclass attacks out there. 60% damage per strength buff. Now remember, that doubles, because you're going to have a strength buff on the adventure side and a strength buff on the assist side. At the moment, hopefully one day they kind of fix that, but at the moment, if you have Memoria, it actually doesn't account to this. We actually did testing on that, and it didn't seem to account for it. So, unfortunately, that at the moment doesn't account for it. That'd be pretty awesome, though. So, like, you know, every few moves, if you had that Memoria buff on there to get the extra 60%, would be unghastly. But then 30% of that HP that you hit them for, you take in as health on top of the healing and everything else. And you'll taunt them for the remainder duration of that turn, which means that they're only stuck targeting you and with single target attacks. Now, there's a good side and downside of this. This is really good for Wargame. But remember that a lot of units have a punishment skill for their skill 3. So you'll be hit with some pretty hard hits. So that endurance, that physical resist, that magic resist, and that heal rate are all going to be really important to Otarl. That said, I don't think there's very many units in the game that can topple him without hitting him, you know, all 4 times with that skill. Now, he is speedy. But so far, we haven't even got the skill 2, but I haven't seen an agility buff. So there are probably still faster units out there. But let's see what skill... That's all skill 1. Guys, that's just skill 1. Skill 2 is a 67 MP cost, self, fast, 40% of max HP shield. So you're going to get a 40% shield. If you don't know how that works, essentially it just adds an extra 40% of your health back on. Removes self, physical resist, magic resist, and AoE damage taken debuffs. And self, strength and earth attack damage and critical rate and penetration rate 70% for 4 turns. And foes, 40% seal. This dude just did a triple ailment. This is probably the best unit we've ever seen in the game. No questions, hands down. How are they going to top this? This is nutty. So he stuns, he taunts, and he seals. And remember, that extra action, when you affect the extra action from skill 1, that actually comes at the end of this turn. So you're going to hit him with seal, and then, if they're only doing base level attacks, they're still taunted. So here's the deal. That taunt, if they're not sealed, could be scary. If they are sealed, if there is a seal on those opponents, that means when they attack you with a base level attack. It's kind of nuts, y'all. So then Otarl wouldn't have to have the endurance and all that, but he's going to have it anyway. The only downside to Otarl is the fact that the buffs come in on turn 2, but really turn 2 is where you're doing all the damage anyway. Turn 1 is all about the setup. Skill 3 is a 56 MP cost, foe singular, super earth physical attack, ultra penetration rate, skill damage 120% per self-strength buff skill with a 30% HP seal. That, Otarl's about the only person I could think that could break Otarl at this point. Remember, that becomes a 240% attack with adventure buff and assist buff included. SA is an ultra with physical attack, ultra penetration rate, skill damage 120% per self. Yeah, skill damage 120% per self, strength buff skill 30%, HP steal, remove status buffs, and inflict seal. I'm assuming that is foes plural. It doesn't say, but I'm going to assume so. This dude is nutty. This dude is going to break Wargame all over again. So, mark my words, you guys want Otarl. Let's check out Alan. And like I said, remember, I said don't worry about Otaro and Alan on the rerun banners, because you're going to get them here. Alan even looks pretty nutty. 5266 HP, 2283 physical attack. That's not quite as high as Otaro, but it's up there. 767 endurance, 1058 for dex, 1401 agility. That's a crazy agility stat. So Alan is faster than Otaro. Noted. Duly noted. Though once again, Otaro didn't have an agility buff. So there are some units out there that get wild agility buffs. So Otaro won't be the speediest unit, but he is going to be a hardy unit. Alan, skill 1 is a 115 MP cost, foes plural, fast, high thunder physical attack with ultra and guard rate, agility, and remember you got the agility buff there, and thunder resist down 40%. Oh, okay, so it's an agility debuff. Okay, it's an agility debuff. So agility and thunder resist down 40%. Okay, nice. Self-thunder attack damage, agility again, and guard rate, and slow resist. Hold up. Hear me out on this. Thunder attack damage, agility, guard rate. I should say agility with as much exuberance, and slow resist plus 100% for 5 turns. You cannot slow down. I mean, you could debuff his agility, but he's going to buff it right back. It doesn't really matter. That's all for 5 turns. With 3 additional actions, foes plural, high thunder physical attack with ultra and guard rate, skill damage 50% per foe, singular agility debuff. So if there's an agility debuff, he's going to get that extra attack. That's nutty. Self thunder attack damage, agility and guard rate, and slow resist plus 100% for 5 turns. Wait, what? So, yeah, so he gives himself that buff all over again? Can't be right. That's nuts. That's all just skill 1. Skill 2 is an 82 MP cost, foes plural, fast, super thunder physical attack with ultra penetration rate, guard rate and counter rate, and heal rate down 50% for 4 turns. So Alan could actually potentially break Otaro. And self, strength and penetration rate plus 70% for 4 turns. Foes, remove agility, physical resist, and HP regen. I don't know what they're going to do with the anniversary, but these units are bonkers. Like, these units are busted. Skill 3 is a 47 MP cost, foe singular fast, super thunder physical attack with ultra critical rate, skill damage 100% per self agility buff. And if you're doing anything worthwhile, you'll buff that as well. Though being... So this works twofold. You could use that on single targets, use that in single target instances. With being 100%, you would need a buff agility, but usually you're going to have that, so it's going to be a 200% hit. Or alternatively, someone like Otaro hits you, gives you a, assuming you're not sealed, you get taunted, you're using that skill, and that is a definite taunt, say taunt destroyer, but I'm almost a taunt punishment skill. SA is ultra thunder physical attack with ultra guard rate, skill damage 100%. I'm assuming this is a foes plural again. Skill 100% per self agility buff. Skill self strength, agility, and penetration rate and thunder attack damage plus 100% for 5 turns. 80% MP heal and add 4 additional actions. Foes plural, high thunder physical attack. Ooh, high thunder physical attack. With ultra and guard rate, skill damage 70% per foe agility debuff, and allies thunder attack damage, agility and guard rate, and slow resist 100% for 4 turns. Alan single-handedly just made the Thunder team just exactly what it needed to be. Alan is bonkers. You need both these units, guys. You need to max these units out. These units are so incredibly good. The Festa banners are the rare situation where I say it is incredibly worth overdrawing, just because Bravestones are still extremely hard to come by. Though, we will come to find out that they are cognizant of that. So, here's the banner once again. And as I said, don't be afraid to overdraw on this one. It's actually worth. Remember, any Festa unit can drop here, so if you don't have any of the previous Festas, it's a great opportunity to get them. You can draw one time only on their paid banners if you'd wish to do that. I would recommend it. It's worthwhile. Up to 1,000 Iris present, just for, I'm assuming that's in logins and all that stuff included. So, I don't know if that includes the 400 here, but looks like we're going to get some more Irish presents. Long Tail Familia Chronicle episode. We already talked about this. You get 400 Irish for that. Here's our login bonuses. I'm sure the 1,000 is included in this. So we got 20, 30, which makes 50, 80, 110, 140, 170. So you got 200 of your 1,000 Irish right there. We'll be holding a social media campaign after the broadcast. Oh, okay. If we reach 1,200 reactions on Twitter and Facebook, we'll send 400 Irish to everybody. Nice. So get on Twitter, get on Facebook, react to that. I will be doing that immediately after this video. Familia Chronicle, Claro Quests, blah, 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 blah. We already saw that. Okay. Hero Festa Bundle. Now, hear me out on this. You get a 4-star 11 draw ticket times 1 and a Festa 11 draw ticket times 2. Now, the 4-star guaranteed ticket, nice, but does not yield a Festa. This could actually yield a Festa ticket. Just saying. So, or I say could yield a Festa 4-star. So, guaranteed to be a Festa. Don't know if it's going to be one of the new ones, but it's guaranteed to be a Festa. This one could yield Festas. So once again, if you're missing the old ones, it's a good opportunity to whale for another opportunity for some of those old Festas. And I'm actually lacking some bonds in one of them. Here's the thing I was talking about. Iris with a Hero Bond Adventurer bundle sale. We still don't have an Assist Festa yet. I assume that those are going to come around the anniversary. Really thought they would come with this one. But, we do know that there is an Assist Festa bond in the game. But so far we don't have any Assist Festas. I'm not sure how they're going to implement that. But if you didn't know, you can't buy these buy these in-game. You can't buy these with anything short of Bravestones. We talked about that in a previous video. We made a whole video just about it. You have to have Bravestones, which you have to exchange Festa units for. So if you have excess Festas, you can actually get Bravestones and buy these. This is a golden opportunity. Now, it will be $59.99 USD, but I'm assuming that this previous banner is going to be, if not 800, pretty close to 800. So in essence, you want to consider, it doesn't say how much it's going to cost, I'm assuming it's going to be right around that cost. So you really want to consider this because you get a bond for a Hero Festa unit, which is really I won't say a great value because it is $60, but this is rare. This is hard to come by, and those Festa units are still wildly OP. So 800 Iris. I'm assuming that's what the other things are going to cost, or something pretty close to that. Worthwhile, totally worthwhile. Personal opinion, but then again, the kind of person that puts money into this game. So we already talked about clear it, get 400. There will be a bundle for this, but I'm gonna tell you guys right now, you probably don't need to bother with it. It's totally silly to put money into this when you could be buying the Hero Festa bundle stuff. Just saying. Oops, we missed one here. Yeah, we already talked about that. War Game. It looks like War Game's coming back. So we have War Game this week, and it looks like we're going to get War Game back again this week. So back-to-back War Games, which would make sense with the Festa units dropping. Schedule for 4/7. That is going to be Thursday. And that's when the new login bonus drops. Next week, we're getting the new Heroic Trials. This is the one I've been looking forward to because I really need some bonds of that of those units in particular. Well, I think Eyes is the one I'm going to wind up going for because actually Eyes wound up being pretty useful recently. We're going to get Otaro back next week. Not this week, next week for Wrecker Buster. So we have another war game this week. Probably just to promote the Festa units. Telskira Abyss. Fight for a high score over 5 rounds of battle. I haven't been doing my daily Telskiris. I've been really bad about it. And I actually counted out how much Iris that cost me over the month, because I do the full course, and I've just been obstinate on this. Right now, I am really shorting myself like a ton of Iris. Like an obscene amount of Iris just being obstinate. So as much as I don't like Telskir Abyss, I'm going to have to jump in and start taking care of that, because I don't like cost. I don't like paying for something and not getting it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, and I'm doing it to myself here. So Familiar Chronicle Part 2 comes in on the 20th. So tomorrow, we get the first part of the rerun. We get the gacha with a rerun. We get the Hero Festa gacha, which is the one that is the big deal. If there are any rebalances to those, use this hand. If there are any rebalances to, camera's reversed. If there are any rebalances to the gacha, I will let you guys know. But largely, I'm going to say go into the Hero Festa before you do anything else. That's going to be better than anything else you got going on. And we just literally talked about these. So, that Hero Festa is the big deal. This should be the last Hero Festa before the anniversary, because we literally have 2.5 months, which really is not enough time for another Festa. And they didn't really promote any other Festa. They just said one more Festa. So unless the roadmap changes, which I'll keep an eye on, I believe this is going to be the last Festa before the anniversary. So for those of you guys that were saying that it was going to be one Festa a month, thankfully it looks like that's not the case. Because that is a rugged, I won't say unsustainable, but a rugged schedule. But hopefully it's the last one till the anniversary. So, like, comment, share. I'll be back with more Danmachi for you guys here really soon.